In the heart of Guilin's karst mountains lies the town of Yangshuo. What was once a quiet backpacker's town is now one of the most thriving destinations in China. Despite its popularity, it was one of the few places in the country that we visited where it didn't feel very busy and oftentimes offered scenic spots all to ourselves. The way that the mountains appear to blossom out of the earth with the serene Li and Yulong Rivers flowing through the valley created postcard moments that will always remain imprinted in our memory. In this video, we want to take you guys on our journey within Yangshuo, from the scenic cruise to bamboo river rafting to renting a scooter and exploring the countryside ourselves. Let's begin our adventure with our ride to the pier where we'll catch our Li River cruise.
After a very long hour-and-a-half bus ride, we have finally made it over to the pier and we are ready to get onto our boat. It definitely took a lot longer than I expected because of the traffic, but I am so pumped though. Finally ready to enjoy the views. We're all settled into the boat. It was a little bit hectic getting on, scanning your tickets, going through security, but we are now comfortable sitting in our seat. Now the seating arrangement is a little bit different than we normally see on a boat. We're actually on these really long couches that sit 4 people on either side with a shared dining table in the middle. Now because of the time of the year, the boat is going to take a little longer than expected. The speed of your boat fully depends on the depth of the water. Now our boat ride should be about 4 hours long, so we definitely have a lot of time to enjoy the view.
For dining, you do have to order a la carte as no food is included on this ship. So you can order from this menu, or you can order a lunchbox like we did for 30 yuan a person.
Look at everyone behind me here on the upper deck. This is almost proof that you do not need to upgrade to the second floor. 90% of the time, you're gonna spend it up here enjoying the view. The only time you really benefit from the second floor is maybe when you're eating, but even then, all I would wanna do is come up here. There are usually 2 ship categories, a 3-star and a 4-star. Technically there's a 5-star, but that's pretty much the same thing as a 4-star. So here they usually use 3 and 4. Now the difference is going to be capacity and lunch. On a 4-star, you're going to have fewer people, so you have a little bit more room to move around. You don't have to squeeze shoulders with everyone way up on the view, and you also get a nice buffet lunch. On a 3-star, you do not get that. You have to add that on as an extra. We actually booked initially a 4-star, but then they told us the boats were fully booked. The 4-star sounds like it's the most popular way, and to be honest, if we were to do this again, we would probably go with the 4-star because they told us it was only about 100 extra yuan per person, and honestly, that's the cost of your meal almost.
It's been a couple of hours now since we've been on the boat, so it's time for lunch, and these are the pre-packaged kits that we get. It's already heated up for us. All we have to do is peel back the plastic. There are different ones. There's actually some beef in here too. They're just hard to come by in this part of China. We're back on deck waiting for that iconic 20 yuan bill view. Just gonna come up right behind us. And if you don't have one of these crispy notes, you can always ask one of the workers downstairs. Just reach out them and they'll give you one of these.
It's officially 1:30, so pretty much 4 hours on the dot. That's exactly how long we spent on the boat. We just made it to the pier, and this place is not suitcase friendly. We have to drag it up all these stairs. Right now, we're just heading over towards the parking lot, where we'll go and grab a taxi towards our hotel.
After hopping into our DD, China's version of Uber, we were greeted with stunning views of the surrounding mountains that we'd be exploring over the next few days. The main town of Yangshuo can be quite hectic and noisy, so we avoided the chaos and instead headed closer to the Yulong River. That's where we had booked our boutique hotel, the Shijian Homestay. This relatively new hotel boasts a stunning lobby with a pool. When we entered our room, we could feel how new the space was with its simple yet elegant design. Our favorite feature? Definitely the bathtub that overlooks the majestic Karst Mountains through the floor-to-ceiling windows. Although not designed for practicality, it set a scene that we couldn't resist capturing. We settled in, taking some time to relax, then decided to venture out to the river in hopes for a sunset.
It's funny because this viewpoint at the Chaoyang Dam was only a 3-minute walk from our bed and breakfast. As we were walking here, it was super quiet. We were walking through like rice paddies, some gardens, and then as soon as we got here, there was music playing. There were tons of people. I don't know where they were hiding all this time. They were just enjoying the view, soaking their feet. They're doing some fishing with the kids. They even have street stalls selling coffee, fruit juices, some snacks. But as the sun is falling down behind the mountains, people are starting to trickle out of here for dinner.
Good morning, guys, from day 2 here in Yangshuo. We really wanted to go out and catch sunrise, but it was actually a little bit foggy and cloudy early in the morning, so I just popped up the drone to catch the views that way, and it turns out a bit of color did pop out, so I was super happy with that. Now we are gonna go and get breakfast here at the hotel as it is included, and then after that we actually rented an electric scooter to go and explore the town.
Are you gonna just ditch me
Hop on, baby. Hop on to the ride.
We're on our way to do some rafting on a very traditional bamboo raft down the Yulong River. It's one of the most popular things to do in Yangshuo, and we wanted to take advantage of the morning time as people who are doing a day trip to Yangshuo won't be coming just yet, so hopefully it won't be too busy.
You could also raft down the Li River. So the Li River is where we were yesterday on the cruise. But there's a big difference though. When you're on the Yulong River, over here they actually use a traditional bamboo raft where someone's manually rowing in the back. If you do it on the Li River, it's actually motorized, which I feel like isn't gonna be as cool or as authentic of an experience. So I'm super glad that we're doing it here on the Yulong River.
And this ride right here, the scooter, only cost us 40 yuan for the entire day. So only about $6 US. That's pretty crazy.
So cheap. Don't have to fill up gas because it's all electric. You always have to return it by 11 p.m. because then they charge it overnight for you. But such a sick way to get around, and it's so quiet here in the mornings.
After our 10-minute fun scooter ride, we finally made it to the pier where we're gonna hop on our bamboo raft. When we were doing our online research, it was a little bit confusing as there are 10 plus different routes that you can take. And we're trying to figure out what the most popular or like the best one that we could take would be. And we found on ChinaDiscovery.com, the most classic is the one that we're gonna take from here at Shui-Adi Wharf all the way to the Gongnong Bridge. It's 3 kilometers for the route, about 50 minutes, depending on how slow or how fast your rower is. And it's gonna be 200 yuan for the raft that can fit 2 people. We just got our tickets, so let's go and get in line. Super quick process, and we are on the raft within just a couple of minutes of being in line. But I was getting a little bit nervous because we had to step on a scale.
We had to make sure we were under 160 kilos. That's everything included, not just the weight of yourself, but all the equipment that you have. So if you do have a heavy backpack, probably best not to bring that.
Also, it's so much busier than we thought it would be. I don't know why, but we thought that we could beat the crowds coming here earlier, but definitely not.
We're literally with like, I don't know, I'm predicting here, but like 100 people in the one little section at one time. It's crazy, the sheer number of visitors here, which by the way, most of them all like locals.
Also, the seat isn't very comfortable. It's like carving into my butt right now.
And then when you're sitting there, your butt kind of like squeezes through the cracks
a little
bit.
Sinks into it.
Yeah, not the most comfy.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm kind of glad now we're doing the 50-minute, because there are some that are like, I think 2.5 hours, 2 hours long. I don't know if I can last that long.
We're gonna leave here with bamboo imprints on our butt.
Yeah, absolutely. We're all finished up with our rafting tour, which took about 40 to 45 minutes. Now, the speed actually turns out does not depend on the speed of the rower, because we kind of just go in a single file line. Now, it does depend on the depth of the river and how fast it's flowing. So certain times of the year, you'll go a little bit faster, sometimes a little bit slower. Also, all of these tours are one way. You end off at a different point than where you start. And we're curious to know, how exactly do they transport these bamboo rafts back upshore for the next customers? And it turns out right over here, they should build an entire mechanism where they stack all of the rafts and they transport it in these big yellow trucks. That's how they get it back. It's super interesting, pretty intricate.
We are wandering through the 10-mile gallery. We wanted to explore this area as it's the most scenic area of Yangshuo. And we saw some glimpses of it while we were on the bamboo raft, but the best way to see it is going to be by scooter. There are a bunch of different scenic viewpoints along the way, and it's pretty hard to see all of it by foot. So we definitely recommend, if you're not comfortable by scooter, to hire a private driver to take you to all these spots. Now, for our first spot, we came across right off the side of the road these gorgeous rice fields that are pretty much halfway through their harvest cycle, and the mountains are just completely surrounding it. We've been driving along the 10-mile gallery road for some time, and we wanted to get some coffee because we're definitely getting a little bit tired. We found this random sign off the side of the road where they have a coffee shop right in the middle of a persimmon orchard, and we're completely surrounded by the mountains over here.
Now, with the 10-mile gallery, do note a lot of the attractions here are actually paid, ranging from anywhere from 20 yuan up to 60, 80 yuan per attraction. Now for us, we've just been loving just taking the scooter, riding down these random roads and enjoying the karst mountains. And because of it, we get to find little hidden gems like this and just enjoy the beautiful view. For the evening, we decided to come over to the Yangshuo town because there's a very specific pedestrian street that is apparently pretty cool to check out at night, which is called the West Street. We just rode over on our scooter and we got about 18% battery left. It took about 12% battery just to get here. So we're hoping that on the way back, we can actually make it back there without this thing done. Anyways, let's go and check out West Street. We are now on West Street, and this place is bumping at night. People say don't bother coming during the day because there's honestly not much happening. But at night, this place is lit up, and it's actually kind of cool.
All the street food and durian. We saw some durian. Yes? No?
Durian is like one of the nastiest things, but this girl really likes it. I know some of those like love or hate type of things, but for me, no, I'm not doing durian. I don't want that smell anywhere near me, sadly.
It's okay. You'll just smell it on my breath at night, but that's okay.
Oh, so gross. Just like durian, West Street is also love-hate for a lot of people. So 20 years ago, West Street is also called Foreigner Street. Now back then, a lot of the foreigners would come and visit China. This would be kind of that place for them to come and rest, get together, have a drink. Now it's kind of turned into this place that is specifically dedicated to tourism. People try to sell you stuff here, things are a little bit more expensive. But honestly, I think walking through here, it looks kind of cool.
Out of all the restaurants on West Street, we decided to go with this one, which is called Shenqi Feng Pu. It's a rice noodle place with Guilin specialties. Now we saw the menu and we were really enamored by it, and it was well rated. So we decided to come in. Prices looked good. But then when we got our dishes, we're like, is that what I ordered? Because it does look quite different from what we saw on the menu. But it still looks appetizing, it smells really good. We decided to go with some signature rice noodle dishes, of course. Now both of ours come with some beef, some delicious meat sauce from what I can see, and they both come with a soup on the side. So you're supposed to consume the noodles dry and then have the soup afterwards. And then on the side, you also have some fermented vegetables and peanuts. Forgot to mention, we also ordered some xiaolongbao, which look really good. I hope they're a little bit like thick in the dough from what I can tell, but they do look like they came right off the steamer.